Welcome back to another episode of Cabin Crew Simulator here on Roblox, where today we're going to talk about something super exciting that potentially we could get into the near future. Now, I want to use this moment for you guys and myself right now to come together to help the developers, because obviously the developers need a lot of help, because at some point in one of the next updates they've got to do and add one of two new things. At some point they're going to add in a new plane, and at some point they're going to add in a new destination. But the problem is, with the huge expectations that everyone has with what planes they want to see and what destinations people want, no matter what the developers are going to add in, some people are not going to be happy. So I thought we'll use this moment, we'll give the developers the opportunity to watch this video, see the comments, and kind of get a better understanding of what we want to see as a community in the near future. So if you do enjoy this video, boys, and want to see more of these videos in the future, then make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But today we're going to talk about what new planes and what new destinations we want to see in the next update of Cabin Crew Simulator. Now, I have my own opinions, but what I want you guys to do right now is in the comment section, leave your suggestion of what you would like to see. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about the destination. So if I go to create a new flight, and quickly set one up right now, use the Fool's Air livery on the ERJ145, boys, please. Thank you very much. We're going to select it, and when it comes to destinations, now, there is a bunch of destinations that we currently have. Some of them are a little bit unusual than others. We currently have New York, which kind of makes sense. We have Seattle, which I've always found Seattle a weird airport destination in the game. I'm only going to assume that's where the developers are from, because it's such a random American town to have an airport. Does anyone else agree right now? We have LA, which again makes sense, but it's so close to Roblox here, which Roblox here is technically based in San Francisco. So for that reason, we'll never get a San Francisco destination. We currently have Honolulu. Again, makes sense. A lot of Americans go there on vacation, so, you know, not many people outside of America probably go there. We got Tokyo, which is huge. We got another random one, Tahiti, but I think that's kind of cool because you can go outside the airport. We got Santorini. I feel like these places are mainly places that Americans go. Yeah, that's the kind of feeling I'm getting right now. Paris, we don't talk about the French, and Sydney in Australia. Now, I've kind of talked about this before in the past. If I had the choice to add in an airport, now I'm going to literally go against what I just said. I was like, oh, the only destinations here are... it's where Americans go. And what I'm about to say right now is I would like a British airport. But hear me out, okay? Hear me out. It's not just because I'm British. If I wanted a British airport because I'm British, I would want the airport in my city, Birmingham International Airport. But I don't want that. So that just proves I just don't want a British airport because I'm British, okay? But when it comes to thinking of the biggest airports in the world, 3 airports come to my mind that I would really, really like them to be added in the game. Now, for some real weird reason, I think the developers are trolling me, but why does this map not include the UK? I've just realized that. Why is the UK not in this map, developers? Fix it. Are you trying to trigger your boy right now? But I would like a airport in the UK. I would like London Heathrow, the biggest and most busiest, one of them, most biggest and most busiest airports in the whole world right now. London Heathrow, you've got to have it, boys. It is a huge hub for global transportation. Why do we not have it in the game? Add it in, you damn fools. The second airport that I would really like for them to add in the game is somewhere in the kind of the Middle East, and I'm thinking the Dubai airport. How fancy would that airport be for us to go and walk around and roam around? It would be kind of crazy. I would really love them to kind of add the Dubai airport in. So either the London Heathrow, the Dubai, is it Dubai International? Is that what it's called? I can't remember what that one's called right now, but I would love to see that. And then my third airport that I thought of, I was thinking, well, we already have, I was going to maybe select something like the Atlanta airport, because that one's a super busy one as well. Or the San Francisco one, because it has the double runway system. where two planes can land simultaneously at the same time. I like that, but we won't get that. And obviously Roblox here is technically San Francisco, so you're not going to get that in as well. But then I thought to myself, well, what about an airport in Africa somewhere, maybe down in, South Africa, somewhere in South America, maybe somewhere in China or India would be pretty cool. I'm not too sure on a third one. I really am not. But I would pick either a London Heathrow Airport or the Dubai Airport. Third one, I can't quite think of one where we would go. It's quite a tough decision, unless we go for something a little bit crazy. The Lukla Airport? No, you can't have big A380s landing there, boys. What is this boy even talking about now? He has lost his mind. But what would you pick, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below of what airport you would like to see in the game. Or at least give me like a top 3 airports that you would like the developers to pick from. I'm really excited to see when we do eventually get a new airport, because when it comes to a new airport, lots of things change. Lots of things change. The whole layout changes. It can then bring in new quests. You got to then unlock it and pay for it, which means you need more money. We then can explore differently. The runways are all set up differently. A lot of things change, which makes it really, really exciting. And kind of thinking about it right now, when you look at all the landscapes, they're all greenery grass apart from Tahiti, which is a little bit sand. We have no desert airports. So that's why Dubai would be a pretty good one. And it would be kind of cool to have a London airport and then put big buildings and maybe like the London Eye and a castle and all that kind of stuff to make it feel like it's London. That would be really cool as well, wouldn't it? It would be really, really good. Right, let me get out of first person camera right now. The greatest addition to any of the updates at this point. And next, I want to talk about new planes. Now, when it comes to planes, they have added in lots of planes as time has gone on. Since I've been playing this game, which feels like nearly 2 years now, they've added in quite a few planes. They really, really have. And the most recent one they added in, I actually can't remember if it was the 767 or the 787. I think it was the 767. I could be wrong. I've already forgotten what recent plane was added in. But we have a lot of planes. We have a couple of the smaller planes right now. We have a bunch of Boeings and Airbuses. Makes sense. They are the main contributors to aviation at this point in history right now. And the biggest plane is obviously the A380. Now, I've given this a long, hard thought as well. And I always kind of default to 2 answers. One of them is, it would be nice to have some cargo planes, but listen, this is a cabin crew simulator game. You're not gonna get cargo, okay? So we're not gonna see the Belugas boys, the Dream Lifters. We're not gonna see those, okay? We're just not gonna see them. It's not possible unless the developers implement cargo. Wink, wink, developers. Wink, wink. No, they won't do it, guys. Shut up. They won't do it. They won't do it. And I've kind of thought to myself, there's a bunch of planes that can add in. Many different kind of ones we could pretty much get. But it's just adding, which I would feel like another generic plane. Like when they added in the 767, I think it was, it's right smack in between the 757, 767, and 787. And if you're not a huge plane enthusiast, you could then go, well, they're quite similar. What's the point in these? I'm never going to use them. Just get me all the way up to the A380. Right? So I thought to myself, what if they could add in like a unique plane? And that's when I always default to the Concorde plane. Now, I know it's a decommissioned plane. I know it no longer exists. I get it. I get it. I get it. Now, this is a big issue for people who want this game to be as realistic as possible. Because a lot of people out there, right, who don't like my Ryanair A380. And what they want is this game to be ultra realistic. Which I get. It's a simulation. I completely get. I can completely respect that. But we have to remember, we all spawn in the airport of Roblox here. Not that realistic, is it, guys? Not that realistic right now, okay? Okay. But what if we had the chance and the developers allowed us to have these past planes or these unique planes that once existed? For example, like a Concorde. Obviously, it won't be the biggest plane in the game. It'd probably be on the small side. It is a small plane in general. You won't really make much money, so there's not really any point flying it for the sake of making cash. You're flying it for the sake of enjoying flying it, which is pretty good. And I just like those little unique things, because if they then go down the route of the Concorde, then they can then start looking at other decommissioned planes. How cool would that be? Because we can create our own companies then based on old stock of planes that they no longer make, so we can buy them cheap and then fly and all that kind of jazz, or we can kind of create kind of tribute airlines for these decommissioned planes. Now, what I want to know is, boys, if you had the choice of picking a plane, I want to give you two options right now, okay? I want to give you two options. What plane would you add that currently exists? It has to be a legit plane that airlines are legit flying right now for commercial purposes. I want you to pick a plane for that. And then what I want you to do is pick a second option of a kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for right now? A fantasy plane. And when I mean by fantasy, I mean it can be a plane that, one, does not exist. And when I say it doesn't exist, I mean it did exist at one point. You can't just go, SENIAC at A420, because one of those does not exist, okay? One of those does not exist and never has existed. But I'm talking about a Concorde. It did exist at one point, no longer does, right? So that is classed as a fantasy plane, if that kind of makes sense, right? If that kind of makes sense. Would you go even more old school and go for like a propeller plane? I mean, I don't know how old or how far back you would go right now, but like before the heights of jet engines. How far back would you go? So pick a plane that currently exists and pick a plane that could slightly be a little bit of a left turn, a little bit of a fantasy plane right now that could add some excitement into the game. So my airport would either be London or Dubai, only because I would like to see an airport in my own country. That's not the only reason. I do feel like London Heathrow is an important airport in aviation in general. But I'd also like to see Dubai, because we could have the first desert airport in the game, which I think would be pretty sweet. But then again, having an airport somewhere else on the map we can fly to should be pretty cool too. Antarctic. What? The first ice airport? Okay, SENIAC. Calm down. Calm down right now, you damn fool. I'm getting carried away right now, boys. So I'll either pick London or Dubai. And for a plane, I don't think there's any planes that are around now that I would kind of want. But I would really like a Concorde. Give me a Concorde. Developers, if you're watching right now, we all want a Concorde right now. We all want a Concorde right now. And then could you imagine, like, you go to customize the Concorde? And then you can add deliveries on there. Straight away, I'm picking British Airways. But I will be creating a Ryanair Concorde. If they added in Concordes, guys, I would definitely be creating a Ryanair livery for the Concorde right now. And you know what the crazy thing is? The crazy thing is, you can't stop me. Because this Ryanair livery right now, if I go to liveries, it is the 6th most downloaded livery. Now, the 3rd most downloaded livery is my British Airways one. And then here we have the Ryanair one, created by Mr. SENIAC. We are not far away, overtaking Air France. Guys, come on, please. Buy the Ryanair A380 livery. Please make it overtake the French. Those weak... I want to defeat the French with my Ryanair A380. That would be absolutely glorious. We are actually 19 sales away from overtaking them. We still got a long way to go to kind of get right up there. But boys, come on. Let's do it right now. Let's do it. And the other livery that I want you all to kind of purchase as well, to try and get into the leaderboards, which is it's probably going to be the most difficult task, is the Fool's Air the ERJ 145. If I go to liveries right now, so the one on the list, the lowest one on the list here, the most downloaded, is 3,700 sales. If I type in Fools, 2,300. We've got a long way to go. A very, very long way to go. But get both of those liveries, boys. I will appreciate it very much if you do so. Very much if you do so right now. But we'll end it here. Let me know in the comment section, boys, what plane, what airport, and hopefully it will allow the developers to understand and give them better information and to make a good and calculated decision on what they're going to implement next. Until next time, I see you all soon. So goodbye.